Hello witchy people, back again for another YouTube Pagan Challenge 2018, and today is going to be a rather difficult letter N. The reason why is because I have chosen New Age. Now this may sound quite an easy thing to pick, but it's not. First of all, New Age, what does it mean? New Age, for most people, is simply an age, a new beginning, where many people will take on, I'm not going to describe this very well, I'm not going to explain it very well at all. Okay, it's a time when people look into themselves and decide to live more spiritually, more kindly, and yeah, in that sort of, in a hippie way, if you like. Carl Jung basically said it was a load of mismatched hodgepodge of beliefs all bundled into one that people try to follow. No one can describe it exactly. It's a movement, if you like, that started to really gather pace in the 1970s in Britain. And so I can notice something on my shoulder. It's a movement that started gathering pace in the 1970s in Britain, which, if you kind of look into it, it does say that it's, you know, a lot of middle or upper class people, and it wasn't, not really. But it really took hold in America in the sort of 80s through to the 90s, where it's kind of died off a little bit. So a lot of people are saying, well, that's the end of the New Age. And this is where it starts getting complicated. A lot of people actually find the phrase or the label New Age quite offensive now, and I don't know why, really. I suppose because there is a certain type of person that's associated with being New Age, and you know, maybe that's not a desirable person to be. I don't know. Personally, I don't find it offensive in any way. If someone said to me, "Oh, you're a bit New Age," and I'd say, "Yes, I am typically a hippie." And I have tried to take some notes, but I will try and remember as much as I can from memory, because it starts to get really convoluted, and you have to know about astrological signs and a little bit about astronomy. New Age isn't actually an astronomical term, not about astronomy. It is an astrological age. And it's all to do with something called precession. And this is where it's going to get really, really hard to try to explain. So basically, where am I going to start with this? I think it's 25,800 years, so it's about every 26,000 years. Because the Earth's axis isn't perpendicular, it's between 22 and 24 degrees off perpendicular, and that change, someone said to me, describe, you know, think about the Earth spinning as like when you have a spinning top, you know, you press down the spinning top, and as it starts to slow down, when it's spinning really fast, the axis, the center point, is straight. As it starts to slow down, it wobbles, and that center point wobbles. Now that wobble happens on our axis, and it goes from sort of like to 22 to 24 degrees, and that change over a period of time means that, and here's the astounding part, our pole star changes. I think our pole star is Polaris at the moment. It used to be called Venetia, something like that. Before that, Thuba, I think, was the previous pole star, and round about the year 4000, the pole star will change again. I think it becomes Area, something like that, and until 7,500 or so, and then it will change again. Okay. I'm trying to think of my notes. I'm trying to think of my notes. Where are my notes? There's some. Okay. Let's see what I can remember. So that's and this is called precession. It's the cycle of precession, which is 25,800 years. Okay. 12 constellations. Okay. And you've got to think about how the axis traces a circle in the sky. Think about it that way. And whatever star is closest, is on the axis or closest to this circle, nearest to this circle, becomes the pole star. Okay, there are 12 signs of the zodiac. So this 25,800 years is broken up into the 12 constellations of the zodiac. And for the past, if you break up 25,800 into 25,800 into 12, you get roughly 2,150 or so, I think. 2,150-ish. And that's what each new age is, every 2,150 years. But it is the time when and here it goes, the sun's position at the time of the March or vernal equinox moves in front of a new constellation. So it moves, we are now moving from Pisces into Aquarius. So, and this is where the new age is Aquarius. We've just been in the age of Pisces, we are now coming to the age of Aquarius. Now this is when it starts to get even more confusing, because there is a debate over when is the age of Aquarius. Are we in it? Is it coming? So some people believe that the age of Aquarius started in the late 1800s. Others believe that, and they've given it a specific date, it started on the 11th of the 11th, 2011. Some people think that it's not going to start until roughly the year 2500, late 2500s, or 2598, I think it is. And some people think it takes, it sort of travels, that the change happens over 50 years. I'm making a right hash up of this, but I hope you kind of get what I mean. I'm trying to explain something I really don't understand much about. I don't know much about astrology or constellations. I mean, I've put constellations in day-glow stars on my children's bedroom ceilings, but, you know, that's about it. So, when is the age of Aquarius? We don't know. Pick a time that's best for you. And like I said, the reason we have these new ages is because of precession, which is to do with the Earth's axis and how the pole star changes and how the sun, the point of the sun at the March or vernal equinox moves from one constellation to the next. There you go. It's really convoluted. If you look into it, you know, expect to get your brain fried slightly, especially if you're someone like my age with the brain problems I have. So that is my YouTube Pagan Challenge 2018. Letter N. New age. Confusing. But yeah, new age. A term that's used to describe a certain type of person or a certain type of religion or spiritual awakening and way of life. But also the new age is, you know, also representative of the ages of the constellation zodiacs, and we are just leaving Pisces and entering Aquarius. That's it. I'm going now. My brain really is fried. My head hurts. Thank you for watching, witchy people. Bye bye for now.